There once was a ship that put to sea. The name of the ship was the Billy O.T. The winds blew hard, her bow dipped down. Below me, bully boys blow. Soon may the wellermen come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. She'd not been 2 weeks from shore when down on her a right whale bore. The captain called all hands and swore he'd take that whale in tow. Soon may the wellermen come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. Before the boat had hit the water, the whale's tail came up and caught her. All hands to the side harpooned and fought her when she dived down low. Soon may the wellermen come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. No line was cut, no whale was freed. The captain's mind was not on greed, but he belonged to the whaleman's creed. She took that ship in tow. Soon may the wellermen come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. For 40 days or even more, the line went slack, then tight once more. Our boats were lost, there were only 4, and still that whale did go. Soon may the wellermen come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. As far as I've heard, the fight's still on. The line's not cut and the whale's not gone. The wellerman makes his regular call to encourage the captain, crew, and all. Soon may the wellermen come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. Soon may the wellermen come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go.
Tired of going down, tired of myself, tired of this town.
Yeah, Freestyle Friday number 17. My name is E-Double, his name is Tom Petty, and here we go. Small pond, big pond, the fish are the only difference. City out of harmony, lingering on the dissonance. Fishermen wrapping up citizens with their fishing nets. Sometimes chemical, some played old imprisonment. Dissidents laughing at themselves as if they had a voice. Acting like technology really gives them a better choice. Protect the borders as we stack up our elitism. Defeatism is what we pretend that we keep believing in. I'm straddling both lines, the quietest revolt. Politicians fake like they caring that we vote. Legalese verbose, cause if it's plain English, then that's ADD riddle, and riddle children might get it. And if they do, then you're fucked. When they know what's up, you might start seeing public servants dressed as little punks. No time.
Good morning, coffee beans, and how are we doing this morning? Good morning, coffee beans, and how are we doing this morning? Oh, we turned my, I had to mute my stream. I heard my own stream. Trippy cooked with it. Trippy did an excellent job with that one. He sure did. Trippy is the dude. He is the man. He's the man, 100%. Y'all, let me tell you something. It is colder than a witch's titty and a brass bra up in this place today. Holy smokes. I've got every source of heat that this house can generate, I've got going. I got my central heat going. I've got auxiliary heat going. And I even got my little heater that I have here, just space heater in my bedroom going, just to stay warm. And then it's still, oh my God, it's so cold. We don't have any snow. We actually, this time around Squatching, we didn't get any snow. It was all south of here, right? We're going to get into that because I'll tell you something. All I heard all day yesterday from one toxic piplup, I never heard such whining. I swear to God, it was, you know what it was? It was maybe like a 5-year-old or 6-year-old on Christmas Eve. When's Santa Claus coming? When's Santa Claus? Oh my God, I want Santa Claus. That's what it was like with Tox yesterday, because it was like all this Twitter feeds was just, about, because places that don't normally ever get snow, like Florida. And I've got some stuff we're going to get into. I'm going to show you some stuff, right? So they're supposed to get a few inches of snow over there because Toxic lives up in the top of Florida, and they were supposed to get a few inches of snow, and he was just chomping at the bits. And Houston, New Orleans, yeah, Baton Rouge, all those places, southern down through there, got it. My eldest, who lives, he lives on probably about an hour or so, kind of northwest of Houston. They got some snow. They got enough snow. I think they got about almost 5 inches, somewhere like that, of snow, and it shut them down. They called off work yesterday and today. So, which I know he's kind of like, he has the type of job, like if you don't work, then he doesn't get paid. But I think he's actually, honestly, I think he's actually enjoying just a couple of days off from work, because he'd been working, like 12-hour shifts, and he'd been working for like 7-8 days straight. So no, they sure don't. They don't have they just don't have the equipment. They don't even have as much as we have up here where I'm at, which I live in the foothills of the Ozarks. We have a little bit, but they don't have anything down there. They have zero. So anyway, but they've got quite a bit to go through this morning. And guys, how I talk really, really, really slow. So let's just get right into what do you say? Let's just get right into the story today. So I either drink coffee or I say bad words. Just kidding. You guys know this. I actually do both. I don't. I'm gonna turn that off. Where is that? That bothers me. Boom. Bye. You're gone. Stream overlay kit. Bye bye. Anyone ever in here but me. So anyway, but we're gonna be talking today. I came across the other day this story, and I was building up the story and everything, kind of getting it ready, and then TikTok went right. Bye TikTok. See you later. And then they got like a 9th hour reprieve, or whatever you want to call it. President-elect Trump at the time said, I'm going to do a stay of execution on TikTok. And I think he's given them like, was it 75 or something days or something like that, 90 days to rectify the situation, to get ownership into where it's, I guess, like U.S. ownership, or I don't know. And honestly, I don't care. It's TikTok. It's like most of these social media platforms, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Was that Jessica? Jessica, listen, we had Jessica on, we had watches out on her. We had people watching her because she was completely and totally losing her shit because TikTok was going away. It was bad. But so TikTok went away, right? And so I lost the story because the links and everything like I had was for TikTok. But then it came back, and so we got the story. Now, this story's a little bit dated because goes back to prior to December 25th of 2024. Okay. No, she does not have me addicted to people. No, I don't do TikTok. Okay. So I have an account on TikTok, and I did post a few videos back in the day. But I just couldn't get into it. It just wasn't me. So anyway, so what is this about? I don't know if in different parts of the country here in the United States or different countries around the globe, if you guys are familiar with what's called an angel tree. But in a brief little summary, so the Salvation Army, which is a organization here in the United States that helps people who are down and out, who are, they're struggling with money. They have, They can they have like like secondhand stores, thrift stores that you can go into, so you can buy things. Um, Here in the States, like when it gets around Christmas time and you go in front of certain like businesses, retail businesses, things like that, be it like a Target, say, or Walmart, things like that, and you see the people out there they ring in the bell and they got the little red um pot where you can drop your change in, or maybe a couple of bills or things like that, and it raises money, and it's a good organization. Now they've had with any organization, there's always skeletons in the closet, and there were some things about some money wasn't being done the way it was supposed to be and things like that, right? Yeah, they have had some such shit, exactly, Squatch, and they have. But I think they kind of got that dealt with. And anyway, but they had this other thing called the Angel Tree Project. And what the Angel Tree Project is, when I started reading the story and stuff, I kind of was like, because I don't get out in the stores anymore, right? I do all my shopping online, my grocery shopping. I go, why am I smacking my damn microphone? Like, and I just go pick it up and they bring it, put in the, I don't interact with people. And I'll be honest with you, I know that sounds like really introverted nonsense, but over the last, I'm going to say 3 to 4 years ever since basically since we had the pandemic that came through and everything, I've stopped interacting with people. I'm the healthiest I've ever been. Right. I haven't been sick, no coughs, colds, really. Just my, dealing with my arthritis, and that's about it. So anyway, but when I read the story, I was telling the wife, I was talking to her about this story the other day, and I got to feeling kind of feeling bad, because I was like, we really should start. So anyway, bottom line is she and I are going to start doing, start helping with angel trees and stuff going forward. But anyway, so what it is, angel tree, God, why do I go down these rabbit holes? I'm just I need a keeper. I need someone with just to smack me in the head to stay on topic. Anyway, so what it is these retail stores, Walmart, for example, which is what is prominent here in the South, but you can also have them like at Targets and things of other retail stores like that. When you go in, they'll have like a really big Christmas tree set up. And on the Christmas tree, there'll be all these paper little angels everywhere. And what it is each one of those angels represents a underprivileged child that their parents have submit. And there are certain requirements, right? Like they have to be, the family has to be under a certain income level, and to qualify, right? So when they meet the criteria, the family meets the criteria, then they put on, okay, like they'll put on their boy, they'll put or girl, whatever this case is, they'll put their age, right? They'll put, for like clothing, they'll put their size of their clothes, like what, do they, like a boys, 2X, or a man small, or whatever it is, that type of thing. Same thing with the girls. And they'll list and they'll put, that type of thing. And then they'll put a list of their, maybe a couple, 3 items, toys, wise, whatever, that the child is looking for. So all in all, it's a good deal, but it is a crap shot. And what do I mean by crap shot? Okay. So the vast majority of people who participate in the Angel Tree program, people who go and are your middle class, your average people, right? It's not the wealthy. It's like I say, it's middle class, or maybe a little upper middle class that has a few extra bucks, right? And sometimes it's older people, right? Such as myself, who don't have kids really to buy for anymore. And so, you take and divert those funds to helping underprivileged children. And like I said, it's a great program. It really, truly is a great program. But we had a little bit of a dust up that occurred over in the TikTok. And so anyway, let's get into it. So this is coming from a website called the Whiskey Riff. Says the internet is in a heated debate after Angel Tree moms take to TikTok to complain about the gifts their children received. This is coming from an Aaron Rye, and this was written on December 26th of last year. Complaining about free gifts, that's a bold move. Let's see how it works out for them, Cotton. I'm sure everyone is familiar with the Angel Tree program, which is what I just, kind of whatever parents submit to the show, the closing size. So kind of breaking that all down, right? And so he lists a TikTok, which we're going to watch here in a second, a couple other TikToks and so forth, right? So, but basically, this was not the only article that was written about this. There were several articles, right? And from what I understand, I'm going to go with this one here, I think. No, that doesn't really show it real good. We'll try browser, I guess. All right. So this is the TikTok channel that kicked this all off. And the TikTok channel was called Secondhand Embarrassment. And they, the account is private, as you can see, whatever, right? I requested, but of course I'm sure I won't get it because they're in hiding. But what we do have is this other TikTok channel that actually did one of those, what's called React or Stitches or Twitches or whatever the devil they call them over on Twitter, where she did a thing with the original video. And this is coming from a TikTok channel called Salty Occasionally Sweet. And so she does a running narrative on this. And so it's a minute 55. I think we can just listen to it uninterrupted. So here we go.
So I just want to share what Angel Tree got for my kids. I'm not totally ungrateful. I'm a little frustrated though. I'm trying not to cry.
She said Angel Tree did me dirty as hell. If I don't laugh, I'll cry. Wasn't expecting much, but I definitely thought it wouldn't be this. Let me tell you a secret. Those people don't owe you a damn thing. They bought your children stuff for Christmas out of the kindness of their heart. And you're gonna run to the internet, like this is your only video, you're gonna run to the internet to tell people that other people did you dirty? No, you did your children dirty. If you want something specific for your children, get it for them. These people signed up to help your children because you cannot offer them much. They did that out of the kindness of their heart. There are people in these programs who genuinely cannot get their kids stuff for Christmas, and they're grateful for any and everything. It looks like your kids got a pretty big lot there, yeah? And one of your biggest complaints was that you didn't ask for jackets or boots, and you got that anyway. And you were complaining that it's too big for them to wear. Did you ever stop to think, hey, maybe these people know that I'm not in a good spot? Maybe they're sizing up on a few things so that when they grow out of what they have now, they'll have what they need later on down the road. Did we ever stop to think about that? No, we didn't. This is wild. This genuinely ticked me off. I cannot imagine running to the internet to bitch to people about people helping you and wanting to provide a good Christmas for your children. Like, they got some Hot Wheels, they got some Play-Doh, they got a couple balls, underwear, jackets, hats, gloves, socks, shoes. Oh my God, this is, ugh.
So I just want to go over this just a second. I don't want her to play. But if we look here at this little panning, right? Like she got, come on here, stop. They got some shoes. There's a football, like she said, basketball. There's some Play-Doh stuff. So they got inside stuff. They got outside stuff. They got, some toboggans. They got all this stuff, right? They got a pretty decent, amount of stuff. And understand The Angel Tree program is not it's not like to buy your entire kids their Christmas. It's to help supplement, right? That's the whole thing, is to supplement and give them just a little bit more, right? It's not. And here's the thing. So whenever you see something like this, right, on social media, the first thing that pops into my head is this rage baiting, right? Is this for just a click engagement? Is this for just, you know, to draw attention to your social media, right? I don't know. I don't know if that was the intention of it or not. But y'all, this sparked a thing over there on the TikTok. People lost their shiz. Straight up. No joke. This wasn't the only one, right? So this sparked other creators over on the platform, right? Listen to this one.
Definitely very appreciative for the help from Angel Tree, but I am extremely disappointed.
How can you be disappointed with anything that you're given for free?
We signed up for Angel Tree. We're not going to have much of a Christmas, if any, due to financial reasons.
All year, you could be getting free things on Marketplace, on Facebook, hustling, trying to get free things from your friends, from your family, from your church, anywhere you can get things free for your kids. Pack them away for Christmas.
This is maybe the third year in a row that we've had to use Angel Tree.
In 3 years, you could not find a single free toy for your kids. How?
I don't want to say disappointed. I think that would be the right word.
How is it strangers' responsibility to make something happen for your kids? That doesn't make sense to me. And how could you be disappointed with the happiness that strangers try to give to your kids?
I do believe my children were forgotten angels. My daughter doesn't like pink unicorns. She got pink unicorn stuff.
Yeah, but that sounds like she wasn't forgotten. That sounds like you don't like what a stranger got your child for free. So then maybe you should buy your child what she wants. You know her better than a stranger, right?
Beanie and mitten set. He's autistic, so he does not keep anything on his head.
They're your kids. Why would strangers know what your kids need? How would we know that? That's why you, as a parent, need to make Christmas happen for your kids.
You know, this, stop. I don't want that. Okay. So, not to beat a dead horse, but, you know, life, experiences and stuff. When I was, when my kids were still at home, when they were, youngins, and when Christmas was still a really big thing for them. The missus and I, we struggled financially, as most young couples do. When you're first starting out, you're usually your job, you're just kind of learning your trade, or you're just starting in your professional career, whatever. And so a lot of times it takes every dime that you as a couple bring in to pay for the necessities, like your rent or your mortgage, utilities, groceries, right? Kids are always getting sick, so there's always like doctor bills you have to pay, and so there's always, I don't know about you guys, but the wife and I, it seems like there was always more month than there was money, and that was always the thing. And so when it would come like for Christmas time, and you're like, okay, so what do we do, right? So you want to give your kids that Christmas experience, right? So you want them to have the toys, the wow factor, and all these things, right? But then inevitably your kids always needs, because they're always growing. They're like little weeds, they just constantly grow. And so, a lot of times they need clothes and stuff too. Maybe they need some bigger shoes, or maybe they need some, bigger, pants because they've kind of outgrown them or what have you. Shirts, all the stuff that, you're always constantly needing. What we did is we would, and it wasn't just, it was, okay, I would go out and get a second job that I could work through the holiday season or a little bit before the holiday season, whatever, to make extra money to do that. So we didn't rack up tons of debt, to try to get things for our kids. And so we sacrificed, right? And even though it was I that was going out and working and doing these side jobs, hustling and stuff to quote, make the money, my wife was sacrificing too, because I wasn't there to help her, of the evening stuff with the kids, bathing them and feeding them and getting them into bed and all that stuff, and that type of stuff. So it was not just myself that was sacrificing, the mighty Mrs. Real was right in there with me sacrificing. And I did that, right? And was glad to do it. We were glad to do that for our kids. So that, we could provide to get a kind of a balance, so they would have we could meet the essential needs, which were the clothing and stuff, right? But then you give them that little extra stuff, right? So they could have some toys and the wow. The only thing that always seemed to me that was a little bit unbalanced in this whole deal, honestly, was it seems like Santa Claus always got them the cool toys and stuff, and their mom and I always got them the clothes. That always seemed kind of like a ripoff. I'm like, damn, why can't we get some credit for the cool stuff, But these parents, honestly and truthfully, these parents that are just, and again, so I'm not unsympathetic. I understand the struggles of when you're young. But sometimes that means you have to sacrifice, right? So maybe if your kids are little, right? And so you don't want to afford have a babysitter or stuff because, well, then that cuts out a paycheck, right? So what that means is, as a couple, you sacrifice time with each other. So maybe one works during the day, one works during the night. It sucks. It's rough on a relationship. It was rough on when my wife and I would have to deal with that stuff. But it's all about the greater good. You become inconvenienced for a period of time for the greater good of the family. But to me, when I sit back and I listen to these people that were griping because, oh, well, they got a certain toy, but my daughter don't like that toy. Well, then, you know what? Fuck, I don't know. Go pick up aluminum cans, right? Go get a part-time job putting fries in a bag. Something to bring in a little extra money so that you make sure your kids get what you, as their parents, your responsibility to get them what they want. It's not that blinking hard, is it? Really? No. Socks for Christmas. Squatching. I'm going to tell you something. 2 years ago, the biggest thing that I always look for Christmas, my kids, the wife, she'll come say, okay. My kids say, always come and say, Dad, what do you want for Christmas? I want to spend time with you. Because their lives are so busy now, right? Because they're grown men and they're out doing great things in this world. The one commodity that they have that they can give me that is the most valuable to me, the most precious thing to me, is just time. To come, spend time with me, play board games, things of that. That to me is the greatest gift that they could ever give me. It's just spending time with me. My wife asked me what I want: socks and underwear. That's all I want: socks and underwear. It's not that. So that's what I want. Maybe a couple of new shirts or something. And I'm good. 2 years ago, guys, I want you no socks, no underwear. Right? And so my wife was, this last year, she was like, well, what? I said, I want some socks and underwear. My drawers are getting a little bit threadbare and I've had to wear them for 2 years now. Yeah, I know. I could go and get my own, right? That's not the point. Christmas time is when you get new socks and underwear. That was the established rule in this household. And if you don't get the socks and underwear, it's going to be a rough year. The next year it's going to be a little thin because them underwear wear out. You know what I'm saying? My dad wanted guitars. He's got 40. Well, yeah. When I hate that answer when someone, what they wanted for Christmas. But anyway, we've got some more. Let's listen to some more thankfulness and gratefulness of other people in their community's charity towards them.
We just took Christmas away from my kids 5 days before Christmas, so I'm livid. Okay.
Oh, how did Angel Tree take away Christmas for your 3 little kids?
Mind you, we've had Angel Tree 3 times over the last 5 years.
You've been on Angel Tree before 3 times in the past 5 years. Isn't the point when you're off you stay off? What's going on?
These volunteers, mind you, who know me, tell me that they need to see all this stuff. And
Don't be mad at the volunteers who are just doing their job, who are passing out the gifts that you need to give to your kids because you can't afford it.
they tell me that we make $200 too much and that we now disqualify.
Bummer. Sounds like they changed the income bracket for which you can qualify to be a recipient for Angel Tree.
How? We've been approved.
Again, being approved for Angel Tree multiple times and being ungrateful that you're not getting it for another year. Yo, honestly, be so for real.
I'm with that guy. Be for surreal, right? But here's the thing, right? I think pretty much everybody in my chat today, I believe, are on the same page as me, right? Don't be ungrateful. I think that's the message here. Just be thankful. And the thing of it is having a income bracket cap. I don't think that's necessarily a bad idea because then people, and it's all, I'm going to assume, and I know what happens when you assume things, but nevertheless, I'm going to assume something. If they're having you fill out financial things, which they're probably asking you stuff like, okay, what is your household expenses like rent, mortgage, utilities? What are you spending on groceries? That type of stuff. And then say, what's your income levels? Which is normal questions for most of these types of programs, right? And then they say, okay, then if you're making X amount of dollars, that disqualifies you, right? And so they constantly adjust things because, well, or who says to say that this woman and her husband, I'm going to assume, her significant other, will go that way, maybe so that way we don't offend nobody. Her significant other, maybe they got a different job and they're making a little bit more money, which is a good thing. That's not a bad thing. It's a good thing, but it put them over the cap, and so they make too much money, right? Exactly right. A Christmas meal, even right. Back in the day, when I was working for a school district, K-12 school district, at Christmas and at Thanksgiving both, there was one of the local banking institutes would buy everybody that worked there, both teachers and support staff at the school district, would buy turkeys for you, right? For them. Now, it was. I was very. We were all very, very thankful that the institute did, or the banking whatever, the bank did this for the employees. We were all very, very grateful. The vast majority of us would turn around and donate those turkeys to one of the programs that the school did there as a service learning to teach kids how to be to help the community and things of that nature was an outreach program. They had a food bank, and we would turn around and donate those turkeys, and then with other monies and stuff that was donated in food stuff was constantly donated to the phone bank. They were then able to turn around and provide turkeys to a lot of families that lived in that school district that would not have Thanksgiving meals and stuff, right? And I was always so thankful to be able to do that, just because I didn't eat the turkey. Why? I mean, because we always, got together as a family, and so we did with my mom and brothers and dad and things like that, and so we didn't need that, but just things like that, right? And those families were always very, very thankful, because they wouldn't have Christmas dinner or Thanksgiving dinner if it wasn't for that program, right? But like I say, I think majority of the chat here, I think we all agree, just a little bit of humbleness, a little bit of gratitude is being missed here. But listen, guys, that's not always the case. So in this next one, listen to what this woman has to say.
Oh, I see why people receiving the Angel Tree gifts are mad. If you pick a list of gifts that's outside of your means, and in lieu of getting these children what they want, you just go to the Dollar Tree and get them random shit because they should just be grateful they're getting anything, one, you're going to hell. What are you, Scrooge? This is like a cartoonish level of fucked. If the kid has a PS5 on their list, pick a different list. Don't say, who does this poor kid think he is? Shut up, Tiny Tim. Here's a Tamagotchi. Be grateful. There's a woman in my comments that she picked a list with a Barbie Jeep on it. You know what she did? She bought the girl a Barbie Jeep. She didn't rob the girl of the opportunity to get the gift that she actually wanted. Just so, like Amy's saying, you could give yourself a nice pat on the back and say you helped the poors this year. Ew! Aren't you trying to provide like a semblance of normalcy? Just like a touch of holiday joy? Shop for them as if you were shopping for your own children. That's the point of the list. In fact, those kids need that shit more. If you wouldn't disappoint your own kids like that on the holiday, like, why would you do that to someone else's kid? And if you think they should be grateful for getting anything at all, just don't do it. Don't do it.
If you think they should just be grateful for anything, just don't do it. Go buy them that PS5. Go buy them that Barbie Jeep. Am I out of pocket here on this? That this woman is just insane? And more importantly, right? And maybe this is something, maybe I don't understand. And if guys, if I'm out of pocket for what I'm fixing to say, please roast me hard in the comments, in the chat. If you're going to a program like Angel Tree for your kids, and you're putting down things like PlayStation 5s, what? A PlayStation 5, who's going to be buying them? I understand sometimes the games, they have them marked down. They have like a little section where you can get a game here and there, right? But those games are expensive, right? Those games are like what, 50, 60 bucks a title? And if you can't, if you're going to Angel Tree for your kids' Christmas, and you're putting down a PS5, which is like what, $500, right? Those things are what, $500-600? Jesus Christ, people! And a Barbie Jeep, those things are a few $100 too. I mean, that's why we never got anything like that for our boys, because that stuff was just too much money, yeah. So I was like, when my kids were little and they were growing up, they'd write the letters to Santa and stuff like that, right? And we, when they were younger, we'd help them. And they said, well, what do you want? Whatever. And they'd ask, I said, well, that's a pretty expensive gift. I don't know if that's in, if Santa Claus can do that or whatever, right? And so we always tried to instill on our sons to be grateful for whatever it was they got. It didn't matter, right? And I will say this: they may have, and I just don't remember because it's possible. If the wife was here, she would 100% would know and would tell me. But I don't remember my sons. And I'm not saying this to brag on my sons or to say that my sons were better than anybody else's kids, but I don't remember them ever being ungrateful for anything that they got. Right? I just remember them enjoying and playing with the toys and having fun with them, right? So I don't know. I don't agree with this woman's like, and I don't agree with parents putting out there and what have you, right? I've got one more TikTok video, and this one here, I don't know if this was just like a like for her community or for her where she lives at or whatever, but what she describes, what I think is awesome, and I think that I think this would really put a curb to a lot of the problems that occurred. Listen to what she has to say here.
Yeah, unpopular opinion, but I am really glad there was a $45 cap limit on the spending that we could do for our angel tree or adoptive family people. Let me explain. I'm not necessarily glad it was $45, but I am glad that there was an expectation set for both us and for the recipient. I've been watching all.
Exactly. They says, okay, we're capping it at $45 per child. We are telling these adoptive, the whoever it is, the people, the families, whatever, they're coming in and helping you with your kids. We're telling them we're capping it $45 for your child. Now, $45 doesn't sound like a whole lot. But if you are smart and frugal, you could buy like one big gift and just give it to them. Or you could buy a multitude, right? Like, a little boy, like you probably get one of those packs of Hot Wheels for a few bucks, right? It's been a long time since I bought toys or anything, but I would think generally you could get that for like $10 or something. So you get that, maybe a Nerf gun, or my point is you get 2 or 3 little toys for the $45, or you get one big one, right? So I think setting expectations like that is a good thing. And maybe $45 cap is maybe a little bit small. Maybe have it at $50 or whatever, $75. But anyway, when you say, hey, listen, we're telling these people who pick up these angel tree, we're capping it at a certain dollar amount. So then that way the parents aren't getting these really high expectations. If this is just something that her local chapter, whatever, is doing, I think that's phenomenal. And it probably, especially with as much hoopla that was stirred up over on this, right? Maybe it'll diminish that, because, like I said, it sets realistic expectations for the parents that are, and coming in with PlayStation 5s and Barbie big Jeeps and things like that.
All of the angel tree things, and I've actually really enjoyed them and seen how much that 90% of the people are very appreciative. But I also know what I bought for the people that we adopted versus some of the things that I'm seeing that these people are receiving. They're receiving tons of stuff. And then there's other people not receiving hardly anything. Now, all these people are very grateful and appreciative, and the people who did it, I'm sure, are well-intentioned. In our situation, the people who sign up through our Christmas Bureau know exactly what to expect. They know that we can only spend $45, which then when they receive the items.
So here's the other thing too. Adults have a wish list too. I don't know so much about that one. I'll be honest with you, right? For the kids, I understand getting them for the kids, right? But as an adult, you really want to go in there and open up a Christmas present for toys or something? I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm just being mean there or whatever, but
They know that people have done the best to maximize what we can get for that amount of money. And then
Socks, yeah. Get the adults some socks or, yeah, maybe a pair of shoes. Okay, fine.
and also, we know that we're not to go over that. So there's not this pressure to be spending and fulfilling all of the wish lists. In addition, it allows us to adopt an entire family as opposed to pulling one person off of an angel tree, adopting that person, and then somebody else might adopt their sibling. Well, then you look at those two and you're like, well, this kid got this much and this kid got this much. But if you're able to adopt a whole family because of the limits that are put on, and actually we're only allowed to adopt a whole family, we cannot parcel out families in our area, then everybody gets...
Yeah, and I think that's a good thing too, because I was thinking about this whole scenario. So if you as a parent, you say you've got 3 children, and so one person comes in and gets one of your kids, and maybe another person comes in and gets the other 2 kids. And the one person got the one kid, maybe they're limited on what they can do, but they still want to help, right? Their heart is in the right place. They want to give something to a child. So they go and they get, and maybe they don't, go overboard or anything like that. Maybe they just get, a couple of 3 items or whatever it is. But then the other 2 kids who maybe the person comes in there, maybe they're a little bit more better off. Maybe there's somebody, like I say, like myself and my wife, in a situation where we don't have kids anymore. We don't have grandkids yet. So we have a little bit more free funds to be able to, and maybe we go a little crazy, I could see myself doing it. So you go in and you go a little overboard or whatever. And so now all of a sudden this parent has a scenario where a couple of her kids have gotten like really cool things and one child hasn't. So the disparaging, the balance, the equation's not balanced there, right? What do you do, right? I know what I would do in that situation. I would take all the kids, all the toys or whatever, and I would just like divvy them up, right? To try to balance it out as best I could between the children. But doing that there to where you make it to where, but I also see a drawback to that, right? So if you have like a family of 5, and someone comes in and says, well, I can't do a family of 5, right? Hopefully they would have, I don't know how you put it, like, I don't know, maybe you would have someone come in and be able to, I don't know. I mean, I see pluses and minuses on both of this, but I do like the fact that you have it to where it's all coming from one person. Then I think it would be a little bit more, uniformity between all the gifts.
It's the same amount. So while I struggled at first, and I posted a video a week or so ago about, I was frustrated, I didn't know what to get with only $45. Well, now I'm very grateful after seeing all the videos that are coming out
exactly
about trees and recipients and people buying and all this stuff.
Yeah,
I'm glad there was an expectation set beforehand.
Yeah, I'm with her on this one. I think that, and that might be something that the organization as a whole across I don't know what all countries or things that Angel Tree does these things. But it may be something that we may have gotten to a point in time in history where they have to do something like that. Because the bottom line of it is we have people out there that just 100% just are ungrateful. And they have an entitled attitude. And that's just horrible. It's just horrible. And I wished it wasn't that way, but it is. And so because the dynamic changes, we have to adjust our expectations and stuff as well. But anyway, that is the TikTok drama that occurred over something that was supposed to be a really good thing, the Angel Tree program. And how a few people, because I don't think it was a lot of people, I think it was just a few people, kind of ruined it for a lot of people, right? And some of the situations could very well have just been rage baiting, but I feel like in my heart, I guess, I know that some of it wasn't rage bait, and it was real, and they really felt that way. And I think that's sad. I think that's sad that they They did that. Anyway, guys, just real quick, if you're not subbed, I'd appreciate if you'd sub, maybe put those notifications on there, that type of thing. It'd be much appreciated. Also, if you can see here, I've got on my coffee bean shirt this morning. You unsub. Good, Seth. I didn't want you watching me anyway, you old goblin. Also, you had to reset. Also, under the description there, you should see links to my merch. You can get yours too. I know. As a matter of fact, Squatchin bought herself. Where was it? Where's it at here? Squatchin bought herself a crew neck fleece sweatshirt the other day. He got notified that she got her a fleece sweatshirt. So thank you, Squatchin, for your purchase. I appreciate it. I really do. You're poor, you have no money. Then you know what, Squatchin? That's fine too. You don't have. It's not one of these deals where you buy my merch. If you have extra money, you'd like some merch. It's good merch. Buy it. If you can't, that's good too. Don't sweat the little stuff. You're stingy. You're a lot of things, Seth. You're a lot. The list is. Did I say squat? I said Nietzsche. I meant to say Nietzsche if I didn't. So thank you, Nietzsche, for buying the sweatshirt. I appreciate it. Oh, did I? Well, you know what it was? Because you're on the screen in front of me, and so it's like, look, it's just like they gave me some grief about this other night because I was trying to talk to Toxic, and I can't remember how many names I called him before I got to his name. And I said, you knew who I was talking about. That's what happens when you get old. You just start going. You have to go down the list, right? You go down the list of people because it's just an old person thing. Leave me alone. So enough of that negativity and stuff that was in around that. How about some positivity? Would you guys like some positivity? Here we go. So I came across this short.
Can we stay at the negativity?
Can we stay with the negativity? Yeah, we can stay with the negativity.
Okay, because I kind of have a little bit of an interesting story that relates to this whole angel tree thing.
Did you guys,
in a vague sense.
Let me ask you a question. Do you guys have a program like this over there in Denmark?
Yeah, we have similar programs. That's what I'm about to get into. Kind
All right, okay. Well, I wanted to see because I was interested. Go ahead with your story.
So my like, municipality or whatever, like the area that I grew up in, they have a thing where they put some money aside and it's all donations and stuff.
Sure.
And the people who are in the town council or whatever will buy like a bunch of like traditional Christmas foods to give to poor people so they can have like actual good Christmas food, like, and especially because like you get duck here. Duck is like that's the Christmas specialty, right? Like you get a big duck
instead of like turkey. Over here it's turkey, but you guys do duck.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah, we do duck.
Okay.
And so this year like there's one of my mom's friends who's on the council, and she quit this year, and my mom was like, okay, well, what's going on with that? And it turns out that like what would happen was that instead of like all these ducks going to like families who were actually in need, it would just, there was no scrutiny and it was given to like friends and stuff. And because they're really expensive, like ducks, like I have a price up around that time because everyone needs a duck.
Sure, so the price goes up, yeah.
Yeah, so they would like get like a bunch of extra ducks, more than they needed, and they'd price gouge them and sell them on like Facebook Marketplace and shit.
So what I'm hearing you say is your local municipality, your local little government, was screwing the people out of their Christmas ducks.
They were screwing the people who needed it out of the Christmas stocks. Yes, they were. Um, and when this like
That
town
sounds
council
that sounds
member,
sounds criminal in nature.
well, I guess kind of. Yeah, maybe. I don't think I know the laws around that. But anyway, my mom's friend who's on the council, she
Yeah.
brought it up, and nobody in the council wanted to look at it, because half of it was like they'd give it to people they knew, right? But the other half
Okay.
was also just like there was no scrutiny. It was just given to people who said they needed it, and then the people who actually needed it, who
Weren't
wasn't
getting
at the top of the
anything.
list, weren't getting anything.
Why did I just get a notification saying that you subscribed to the channel, Seth?
Um, I don't remember. Maybe it was a bit, but I must have unsubscribed because I looked down and I wasn't subscribed.
A bit. How would I know that you unsubbed from my channel? I have no idea who's subbed and who's not subbed.
Well, I. What do you mean?
What do you
No,
mean?
I just
Do you
realized I wasn't subbed, so I
do,
resubbed.
do you think I get a notification when somebody unsubs from me? You think it
No.
says
No, I
exactly?
didn't actually unsub. Like, what I meant was I was unsubbed. Like, I
Squatcha
don't know how it
says
happened.
Squatcha says she said in the chat she unsubbed. That's right.
I
She did
did
say
say that,
that.
but that was a misspeak a little bit.
A little bit. Okay. All right. That's fine. You don't want to be subbed to me. I
But
listen, that's
no, I
fine, Seth.
resubbed.
I don't
You wouldn't have known I actually unsubscribed at some point. And you know what?
that's what I'm
Remembering it,
saying. Because you said it was
remembering
a
it, I
bit. How
think
was a
it was
bit?
when you gave Tear the mod. I think I unsubscribed.
What is this here? What is this here? What is this? This see right here. What is this? What is this, folks? What is this? Let me share this out here with you, Seth, so you can see. Because I don't want
Yes,
you to.
I've seen it.
You see that?
I meant what I meant was, and I understand this is not good because it's like a foreign misspeak. What I meant was at some point I unsubbed, so now I had to resub
You think you unsubbed because
because you gave Tear
mod?
Yeah.
Why would that make you mad? I don't understand.
Because I want to time him out.
Well, yeah, but I don't want you timing out Tear. Tear's my buddy.
Yeah, but I want him timed out.
So I had two options. I either modded him to where you couldn't do it, or I took your wrench away from you. I took the lesser of the two evils.
Okay, listen, I totally respect you, and I'm grateful for you not kicking me and stuff, but like, I mean, you gotta admit, Tear's kind of evil.
No, he's not.
I'm kind of doing the world a favor.
Goblin logic, exactly, Trippy. No, Tear's not evil. You know what it is?
That's friendly fire. I thought we were tied.
Listen, no, Tear's Canadian. Canadians
Yeah,
by
but
general
he's
nature
from
cannot
the
be
wrong
evil.
side. He's from
No.
the wrong side.
No. Canadians cannot be evil. They just can't.
That's so wrong.
Yeah.
Haven't you seen what they did to the indigenous people? Nietzsche Gang Rise Up?
They had some missteps, but so did the United States, and we corrected for it, and we're trying to do, we're doing better and taking care of them, and so is Canada.
Well, I'm just saying. I don't trust those Canadians from the east side.
From the east side?
Yeah, the east side Canadians.
East
I don't
side
trust them.
Canadians. Okay. I think you're alienating us. I think you're
Saskatchewan.
you don't like squatching?
No, I said that's where they start to get good. It's Saskatchewan.
They start to get good. Okay.
Yeah, they start to get good at Saskatchewan.
Denmark is the one rounding up guys named Doug and serving them for Christmas. What?
Oh, it's because I said Doug. I can't, dude.
Duck.
Listen,
D-U-C-K. It's duck.
Duck. Duck.
Oh, man.
I feel bullied now.
Yeah. Good. Exactly. You should be bullied. You come in here and start trying to, you tell about how your government is screwing the poor over and giving all the rich fat cats ducks and no one else gets duck. What's the duck? What in the duck? I don't know. I do not know. All right, so let's get some wholesome stuff. So I came across this one the other day, and this one was, I thought, a really interesting, and it was a story I'd never heard before.
I will tell you a beautiful story. There was an episode of Third Rock where the aliens ended up performing in a circus. And there was a young man there just for a small part of the strong man.
Even the tallest man in the world will stoop to pay a compliment when it's so well deserved.
And after rehearsing for a couple of days, he took me aside and he said, I've been waiting for a moment to tell you. I'm from a little town in Louisiana. My daddy is the Baptist minister of that town. And he wouldn't let the kids dance or listen to rock and roll. Footloose came to town. I went to that movie, and you were my daddy.
If our Lord wasn't testing us, how would you account for the proliferation these days of this obscene rock and roll music?
And the next night, I took my dad to that film without telling him what it was about.
If we don't start trusting our children, how will they ever become trustworthy?
And I just have to tell you, by this time, tears were streaming down his cheeks. He said, I just have to tell you, because of your performance, I was the first one of 6 children that got to go to his high school prom. Oh, I always thought of Footloose as my teeny bopper movie.
Yeah.
I never thought much about it, but yeah, it's the best evidence I've ever heard that you just never know what you're throwing out there.
I love that story. It's so sweet.
Yeah.
Now, I love Third Rock. I made it. Yay, Gigi, I'm glad you made it. You know, that story, right, sounds almost implausible. But I can attest, as a kid who grew up in the South in the 70s and 80s, that was a very real thing. I grew up in a Southern Baptist home, and dancing was something that was forbidden. It was too much akin to having relations standing up. I mean, yeah, it was a thing. And when that movie came out, and I don't know how I would probably been in my early teens, and I watched that movie, I was like, oh my Lord, that is my life. That was my existence. So it's from the town I wasn't from the town Footloose, whatever, as far as whatever, but a lot of the stuff that happened in that movie that they depicted was real life. It spoke to a lot of I would say any Southern kid growing up, especially, was from a religious family, Southern Baptist especially. Yeah. Anyway, but how many of you guys are Fortnite players? Huh? Mm-hmm. Well, guys, I don't know if you know this or not, but evidently King of the Hill is coming to Fortnite, right? So I don't know about you guys, but I will be getting my Hank Hill Fortnite skin, because, you know, I sell propane and propane accessories. So anyway, there you go. You get you some Hank Hill. No, don't lie to me. They outlawed dancing and the brontosaurus ribs you can order. No, Gigi, no. You always take it to the extreme. No. Dango Fortnite, man. Exactly. I think it's time to reban TikTok. This is something that Purple sent me. I haven't watched it. I don't know what's going on here, but Lord help us all.
They're having to amputate part of my labia majora because I don't wipe my ass.
So to give you the full story, I stopped wiping my ass 2 years ago. And I haven't had any issues with this until just recently I got a yeast infection. Because I had never...
Toxic. Purple. I was fixing to blame Toxic Piplup on this, but no, I can't. Purple. What have you sent me? What have you sent me?
Had a yeast infection before, even though I haven't wiped in 2 years. I thought that I got that yeast infection from my husband cheating on me, right? Because pH levels, they don't lie. But then when I went to my gynecologist, he told me that there is a chance that the yeast infection actually came from my fecal matter, making it into the wrong hole. But anyway, the reason I have to have part of my labia majora amputated is because last week I shaved and it was a dull razor. I was out of new razors, so I just used like an old one, and it cut me. And I guess because the wound was just open, because I don't believe in like first aid or anything like that, the wound was just open. I guess fecal matter got in the wound and it became infected.
Good. Good. I hope you haven't reproduced yet. How about that? Exactly. Darwin, do your thing. Exactly. You have to go back. Bo Black's estate, possibly Trippy. That may have actually been the garbage pail, which evidently that was all a lie, from what I've found. Evidently was all a lie, just a story that he told. But anyway, you guys remember this dude? Remember him? This is Marv. Remember Marv from Home Alone? Let's see what Marv has to say.
I've completed the dress and pretty much completed the sculpture. So here's the texture finished.
Wow. Marv. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Now, is that tree? Or sorry, tree. Is that seat or chair? Is it carved too?
I love that pose. Thanks for watching.
Well, thank you, Marv. That's pretty cool. Nice feet pic. Are you trying OnlyFans? I'm kind of curious if that chair, is it clay as well? Or is that like a real chair that he just used to do the... Man, that's pretty cool. I like that. I like that. Good on you, sir. Good on you. Real chair? Yeah. Hands are hard? Yeah. Metal? Probably so, because that would be a lot of weight under that clay. That's exactly right. So let's get into why Toxic Piplup has been acting like a school kid. As you can see
JLR
here,
investigates. Snow, Florida. Welcome to Florida. And there is snow on the ground. There's snow on the pavement. There's snow on the palm trees. There's snow on the cars. There's snow everywhere, folks. It's Snowmageddon here in Florida, right at the state line. I'm in a place called Century, Florida. And wow, look at this. Look at this. Crazy, folks.
I tell you what, people in Florida right now are losing their minds over this. They're absolutely positively just losing their minds. Because like I said, this is not something that they get on a regular basis, whatever, right? Just a little dusting. Yeah, squatching you, that's just a little dusting. But I'm going to tell you something. To people in the South, especially those that don't ever get snow, that will shut them down for 2 or 3 days. Straight up. It will shut The entire South is shut down. Exactly, Purple. Shut down, right? Like I said, my son who lives just northeast of Houston, about an hour, they were shut down yesterday, and they're shut down again today. I'm moving to the South, buying a plane. Go ahead, we ain't going. The good news, though, there is some good news, right? Waffle House is still open. This is Florida, but Waffle House, they're still in business. They're not letting a little snow, right? They can't drive in the rain. They're doomed for sure. Well, now we can drive in the rain. We just hydroplane a lot because they drive too fast. But anyway, Waffle House. There you go. Waffle House still up and going, so people can still get their hash browns scattered, smothered, covered, chopped, and however else you want to do it. They've got it right. Where are we at? Whoa, I'm way over time, so I'm going to cut that one out, but we'll go here. So anyway, this next thing was brought to my attention, and they said there were some people who said this, tagged me, said this was, I just want to set the record straight. Okay. This is not me. Okay. I'm nowhere near that cute. That was not me. I didn't do a thing with the mouse filter or whatever this is. That's not me. That is, I don't know who this gentleman is. Good looking man. But this here is not me. So I just want to set the record straight on that. Well, I'm not a rat. That's not me. So, who was, I want to make sure give the credit to who was this here? Who has said that was me? Let me go back through the thing here. 12 Midnight, that is not me. No, it's not Liana Taylor. Emily, no, you guys, it is not me. So I just want to set that record straight that you guys are wrong. It is not I. So anyway, that's it. That's all I got for this morning. A little bit over. I usually try to keep these things about an hour. So we're a little over. You guys got about 15 minutes extra today. So that'll just protest too much. I may protest too much, Gigi, but I don't care. What is today? Today's Wednesday, right? Let me check my calendar here. Yep, today's Wednesday. Okay, so tomorrow night, the plan is, I'm going to join Dead on Dave over on his channel, to do a stream. Squatchin says she's going to be live in an hour, so make sure you go check out Squatchin over on the YouTube. She's been playing, she was playing, it was one of the Mafia games. I don't know if she's still playing the Mafia game or not. Fortnite Friday, LA Noir yesterday. Okay. I'm not going to promise you guys a Fortnite Friday. You went through 1 and 2 of Mafia. Well, you're just playing all the games. Same vibe. Yeah. I'm going to start trying to do, I'm going to try to keep myself to doing about 2 streams a week. But I'm going to try to start doing where one of them is of an afternoon or evening. Because I know there's people out there in the coffee bean community that doesn't get to attend the live streams that really want the live stream experience with people. They want to interact with me or whatever. So I'm going to start trying to do like one stream, like one earlier in the week, like a Tuesday, Wednesday type thing, and then maybe like a Friday or a Saturday, and do it like of an afternoon or evening type stream, just so that time to get out of the bed like the rest of us. Well, yeah, but there's some people like when I start my stream, for me it's 6:30 in the morning, right? 7:30 on the East Coast. But if you're like on the West Coast, that's like 4:30 in the morning for them, right? And that is a bit you schedule my work days every time. Well, I'm sorry, Purple. I am sorry that I schedule on your work days. At 5:30 for me, I'm still here. I know squatching, and I appreciate everybody that does show up every time I do a stream of a morning. I'm very, very appreciative of everybody, and I appreciate the ones that come in and watch the video afterwards. I'm appreciative of them as well. But anyway, like I said, I just I want to start trying to. I know you're busting my balls. I know that. I do want to start trying to do one of an evening too, so that we just get a little bit more, for everybody. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoy the stream today. And if you next year, if you find yourself to where you're a little bit have a couple extra bucks or whatever, I hope story like what we talked about, the angel tree thing, maybe consider doing something for because I think it is a good program. I just think some of these parents need to be a little bit more grateful. Because I think the ones that were, it's like this. I don't think they're the majority. I think they're the minority. The problem is with social media, those little minority people, like the small group of people that were belly aching and griping about the presents that their kids received, just got more attention because of the nature of what social media is. I think they're their exception. They're not the normal. I think the normal people were just very, very grateful and thankful for anything that people are able to actually do and help their kids. I know it brought it more of attention to me. And I know that, as far as me and my family, we're going to do more going forward to help the program as well. So anyway, you guys have a great, great day. And I will remember, guys, to where's my thing at? Oh, yeah. Here we go. Keep your powder dry, and I will see you in the funny papers.